Today we're going to move some mental mountains. So let's start in a downward facing dog. Feel what it feels like in your body. Maybe this is the first thing you've done today. Hopefully not, but if it is, shake your head yes to okay, I'm ready to go. If you have been moving, just notice the sensations. Are you a little bit tight somewhere? Are you extra open somewhere? Then drag your right knee forward into a half prone frog. So I like this feeling. My right inner thigh is almost towards the ground. Stay here, let your whole face go down, or thread your left arm under. You can rest your left cheek on the mat. It might feel good to use your right hand as a pillow, or if you have a block or a towel, you can put it under your left cheek. One of the girls that I work with at the desk at Core Power, she just finished med school. And she is like this tiny little stress ball, even though she's a cute yoga teacher. And I'm like, damn, I've never done med school. I have no idea what that stress is like. But this week she figures out where they're placed based on their scores. And I feel like that is a really intense week. So I decided I would help her out and record one of my favorite stretches and meditations that help me decompress when I'm feeling that stress build. Gently from that place where you're at, just push up a little bit, take your right arm up to the sky, and then keep going into supine twist. So just roll all the way over. Now you look out towards your right arm, you land in a supine twist variation where your hips are stacked. We're gonna be in each stretch for about a minute, so you can maneuver, wiggle so that it's comfortable enough to lay in the stretch for a whole minute. I want you to imagine that you are walking up your favorite mountainside. So for me, I like to think about like a really big Torrey Pines hike, or maybe an even bigger hill. I used to live on a mountain, so think about walking up all the way from the bottom to my old house. And with your eyes closed, keep visualizing what that mountain looks like and feels like. Maybe you can see the gravel under your feet, the dirt, the grass, whatever you're walking through. Take your right foot and tuck it behind you in a half fixed firm. So my left knee's bent, my right leg is in a zigzag back behind me. Cool, yeah. If you can point your right toes, that's going to be more of a hip stretch. If not, just keep them flexed. Squeeze your right glute to open it. If you want to intensify the stretch, plant your left foot down onto the ground, or pull your left knee up in towards your chest. That's a pretty intense variation on your hips, so take your time. So we're walking up this hillside. It's my favorite. And on our journey, feels like we've been walking for fucking forever. On our journey, you start to see cool things. Along the way, you may see some butterflies, some beautiful flowers. But you also realize that this journey has had some prickly sides, if you would. Whether it's bushes themselves that you've gotten stuck on, or places where it's been slippery, like you felt like you would fall off the edge of the mountain if you took another step forward. Breathe in. Gently, everyone, come all the way back around. Roll to your left, come to your belly for downward facing dog again. Fly all the way back. Second side, pull your left leg forward the same way you did in that half prone frog. And then, yeah, take the variation where your right arm goes under and you thread it. So good. I know that there are days, more days than not, that I wake up and I'm like, shit, that was hard. I am tired. And so just like us walking up this mountainside, we decide to take a little break. We're tired. We don't need to walk forward right now. So look around on your mountain and see if there's a good rock for you to sit on, something that's flat with a good view. You feel the soreness stiffness in your feet and the ache in your back and your knees. All right, I give up. I'm just gonna sit. The peak ahead of you feels really far away, like you can't even get to where you're trying to go. It's too far. Take your left arm up and over into supine twist. Just keep rolling completely onto your back. But as you sit here, something starts to shift. You've taken a break, you caught your breath, just like you are now, letting your body decompress. And something shifts. You look down at the path that you've traveled. You're like, wow, I see those places that felt like a boulder, like I had to use my carabiner to get up and boulder the side of this giant rock. I never thought I'd make it. And then you also see the places that were so flat, it almost felt like you could run. And sitting on this rock with the viewpoint that you have now, you realize that where you're sitting was once a goal that you had set for yourself. That days, weeks, months ago, you had asked to be as high up as you are now. You see, sitting from this vantage point, taking a break and reflecting, we start to realize that the things we've been through at the moment were perceivably so hard, but they were actually, instead of boulders in our way, stepping stones to help us go where's next. And what we thought we'd never make it through, we did, and we're still here. Okay, pull your left knee in, and you're gonna tuck it back behind you again in that fixed firm. So you slide your leg back, whether it's in a zigzag or you can tuck it straight back, is up to you. Pull your right leg up and right foot on the floor if you chose that option, to pull your right knee up and into your chest. So there's something really revitalizing about the position that you're in. Sitting in a goal, a place on your journey that you've once set for yourself. We are so damn quick to just go on to the next goal, check the next box. So sitting here with me just for a moment, reflect on something that you have right now that was once a dream that you had set for yourself. Maybe it's a financial thing or an emotional, relational thing. Maybe it's a connection to spirit that you've never had, or a little bit of confidence that you've built. Maybe your health is better than you thought it would be. Very gently, just roll off of your legs, pull them into your belly. Stay on your back. Pull your knees into your chest and rock a little left and rock a little right. We're gonna finish this stretch and legs up the wall. So if you have an actual wall and you wanna put your feet against them, you're welcome to. Or I kinda like the sensation of just bending my knees enough that I can hold my legs comfortably, like harnessing behind my hamstrings and just holding on for dear life. Let the blood drain from your feet. If you have tighter hamstrings, that just means you'll bend your knees a little bit more, but the goal is for your feet to be above your knees. Having just taken these short 9 minutes we've had to stretch and decompress has already lowered your blood pressure, has taken you out of that reactive space. And just like our break on our hike, it gives you a little bit of perspective. So back on your hike, look up at the next peak that you're aiming towards. Trusting how far you've come and all of the things that you've been through to get you to this point. Have a little bit of faith in the forces that be to get you to the next. So imagine yourself Standing up off of that rock and taking the next few steps forward. It doesn't have to be big, and you don't have to accomplish a lot today. Just a tiny bit. A few steps forward with a little bit of trust. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can stay longer in this pose if it serves you. My 𝐷𝑉𝐺 says that 20 minutes in this pose every day allowed him to live to be 106. So you can take that with you. But if you're ready to wake your body up, pull your knees into your chest. Take a gentle roll up to a seat, sitting comfortably to close the practice. Let your shoulders come up towards your ears. Breathe in. Relax them down your back. Breathe out. Bring your palms to your healthy heart, one that's beating without you even telling it to. Bow your head forward.